Okay, in this video I'm going to take a look at staff handbook and why you might want, particularly if you're an employer, a staff handbook in your business. There are a number of good reasons, and in this video I'm going to take a look at them. Okay, the first reason really is that the staff handbook allows you as an employer to provide clarity for your employees, and not just for your employees but for yourself as well. Basically, the staff handbook will set out how particular issues are to be dealt with. For example, the most important policies or procedures in your workplace will probably be those to do with grievances, discipline, dignity at work, and health and safety. All of these issues are important, and all of them are worthy of clarity and being absolutely crystal clear to both you and to employees as to what would happen in any particular circumstance. For example, if an employee is claiming that another employee or somebody else, a manager or whoever, is bullying him or her, or he is a victim of harassment or sexual harassment, then the dignity at work procedure policy in your staff handbook will deal with that and will let all the parties know how it will be dealt with. Likewise, if an employee has a grievance or a complaint, or if there's a disciplinary issue, if there's a disciplinary matter that you need as employer to deal with, then you will have a blueprint in your staff handbook, in your disciplinary procedure, so that you know where the disciplinary procedure goes and the possible sanctions and how it will be carried out, and also your employee will. So the whole question of clarity and being clear with all of your employees as to what will happen in various circumstances is very, very useful. Now, you might say, well, why not put those things into the contract of employment? But the contract of employment can become very long and very unwieldy if you end up putting a lot of policies into it, even ones as important as discipline or grievance. If you do put your policies and procedures into your staff handbook, well, then you can simply make reference in your contract of employment to the staff handbook and let the employee know where exactly the policies and procedures will be found. Very important reason though as to why you should have policies and procedures in your workplace, whether they're in the staff handbook or otherwise, is that in the event of a Workplace Relations Commission dispute, or indeed any sort of a legal dispute or claim, it's going to be easier for you as an employer to defend yourself and to defend your company, to defend yourself as an employer if you have policies and procedures in operation in the workplace and you apply them. If you don't have any of these policies or procedures, then you're going to be on the back foot from the word go in terms of defending any claim, because it will be difficult enough for a Workplace Relations Commission adjudicator, or indeed anybody else, to view you as a reasonable employer if you simply do not have any policies or procedures in the workplace. Because a lot of these policies and procedures, like with grievances and dignity at work and discipline, they are set down in codes of practice that have been issued by, I think it's the Labour Court. So, just to ignore them completely and carry on as if they never existed is not going to put you on a really sound footing in terms of defending any claim. A question you have to address though is whether the staff handbook is going to be contractual or not. So at the beginning of your contract, you may well say that the staff handbook will be given to you separately, and the full terms and conditions of your employment are set out in this employment contract. And for the avoidance of doubt, the staff handbook is not contractual. That is what I would recommend, but you may have a different situation in your place. You may have a situation where the staff handbook is actually incorporated into the contract of employment. If that's the case, well then it may create a little bit of a problem for you down the road if you ever decide A, to change existing policies or procedures, or B, introduce new ones, because if you carry the incorporation of the staff handbook into the contract to its logical conclusion, then any changes, any alterations or variations will need to be consented to by the employees. That can create difficulties for you. The most important policies or procedures, as I've said, are grievance, discipline, health and safety, and dignity at work. Dignity at work deals with discrimination, harassment, sexual harassment, bullying, and those types of things. Again, the procedure should be set out in the staff handbook as to what will happen, how the thing will be dealt with if there is an issue. In addition to those important policies or procedures that I've just referred to, other policies or procedures for your particular employment may be usefully put into your staff handbook. For example, you may be giving company vans or vehicles to employees. Then you may want to insist on certain procedures, certain policies in relation to the use of those vans. Likewise, you may have a policy or procedure in relation to the reporting of illness, in relation to taking annual leave. Depending on your business, you may not want staff taking holidays at a particular time of the year. All of these things are policies or procedures that you could put into the staff handbook to suit your particular business. You may also be concerned with the likes of overtime. You may want to spell out whether overtime is payable or not. You may have a whistleblowing policy. You should have one. You should have a policy in relation to the use of the internet and email. All of these things can be incorporated or should be included in the staff handbook. So these are just some of the reasons why you should consider having a staff handbook in your employment, particularly, as I say, if you're an employer. The biggest reason is two reasons really. A, to provide clarity for your employees and indeed yourself and management as to how various issues will be dealt with, and B, to assist you in defending yourself if there's a claim by an employee against you as employer. I hope you find this video useful. If you do, please give us a thumbs up down below, and you might be interested in either commenting or sharing or letting some of your friends know about this video and indeed my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.